Today we're talking about third and fourth position. Welcome. Welcome to the studio. My name is Cassie and I'm a professional violist and teaching artist. If you caught our last video, we talked about half position, first position, and second position. If you didn't, I'll post that above and in the comments below. Today we're moving on to third position and fourth position. So this is very similar to when you watched that last video. Essentially, when we say what position are we in, it's asking where is my first finger. So if my first finger is in normal position where we would usually set it up, that's first position. If my 1 replaces my 2, that's second position. If my 1 replaces my 3, that's third position. Because this is such a commonly used position, I'm going to talk about a few exercises on how to comfortably find that and how to maybe kind of wrap your brain around thinking about it. So I'm going to show you, and going from first position to third position first, how I would do that and how I teach that. So I'm going to play on the D string, open, 1, high 2, 3, or D, E, F sharp, G. Once I've found that G, I'm going to use my 1 to shift from first position up to third position. So I'll show you all of that and then we can do it together. So open, 1, 2, 3. I'm very lightly, kind of harmonic finger weight, depressing the string. I'm using my forearm to shift up very slowly and match that pitch. Let me show you from the opposite side so you can see a little bit better. So open, 1, 2, 3. Take your 1 and shift with your forearm until you've matched that pitch. Once you find that G, that is third position. Third position is the same on any string. It doesn't matter which string you're on, where your 3 was is now where your 1 goes, and that is third position. We're just going to stay on the D string to keep things cohesive. So now that I found where that third position is, I'm going to do it like ad nauseum, like a million bazillion times. The important thing to remember is that when you're doing the actual shift, you're not just using your finger, you're not using your wrist, you're using your forearm, and everything comes as a unit. So I don't want to see this. That was me using my finger to shift. That's me using my forearm to shift. So I want that whole arm to move as a unit. So when I'm practicing this, or when I'm helping my students practice this, it literally is that same process. I'm going to find my third finger. Go back to 1 and kind of slide into home plate. Common mistakes I see are that students shift too fast, so they kind of blow past where third position is. Oof, I missed it because I went way too fast. They press down into the string too hard. So again, we want harmonic finger weight. You're barely depressing the string. You can think of it like your finger is an ice skate, the string is the ice rink. You don't want to push in too hard or you're going to slip and fall and hurt yourself. So once we found third position, which we'll do again, so I'm going to play that 3, use my forearm. Now I'm in third position, I'm on the note G. If my 2 does not touch, essentially if it's a whole step away, that's the note A. And I can check with my open A string to make sure that that's in tune. My high third finger would be B natural, and my touching 4 would be C natural. In other words, if I had not shifted, my notes would be 3, open, 1, low 2. So they're the same notes, I'm just using a different finger to play them. If you've only ever played in first position, this does take a little bit of getting used to. So I would practice an easy scale. Let's just do D major. I'm going to do open D, first finger A, shift F sharp, play my third finger with G, then shift up, and then I'm going to say the note that I intend to play out loud. I intend to play A. I know that A is a whole step away from G, so my 1 and 2 do not touch. I can also check it with my open A. The next finger I intend to play is B, which is a whole step or a not touching finger away from A. And then if I'm keeping with my D major scale, I need a high 4, C sharp, so none of my fingers would touch in third position. Then I have to cross over to the A string because I ran out of fingers, and my first finger does not go back to first position. It stays in third position, and I would play that note D to finish out the scale. So again, pick something that's really simple for you to understand. Don't try to throw challenges on top of something that's already new. Don't try to implement third position into a piece. Do a little etude or a scale study first. So now that we've covered third position, we're going to continue on to fourth position. In between there, I shifted to G, but I could also have shifted to G sharp. So if you want to think of that as high third position or low fourth position, that's totally fine too. We're going to do the same process, except instead of playing G, I'm going to play high third finger G sharp. Take my 1 and shift up to that high third position. I'm going to use that same finger pattern of 1, high 2, high 3, and then my 4 will touch. So right now I'm on the note G sharp. My not touching 2 will be A sharp. Then I have a high third finger, which is C, and a touching 4, which is C sharp. So however you want to think of that, A flat, B flat, C, D flat, or if you're thinking of it as high third position, it's G sharp, A sharp, C, C sharp. That's the kind of half position in between third position and fourth position. Now we're going to talk about how to find fourth position, and the process is very similar. I'm going to go back to first position, play, open 1, 2, 3, 4. Where that 4 is, I'm going to now put my 1 there. So let's do that whole process. Open 1, 2, 3, 4. Replace that fourth finger now with your 1 by shifting using your forearm. And again, you can always check with your open A string to make sure that you hit the note correctly. I'll show you from the other side now. Use your 1 to shift. Yeah, that matched my open A string. Now that I'm in fourth position, if I do that same finger pattern, my 1 is on A, my 2 is on B, my high 3 would be on C sharp, my fourth finger would be on D. So let's do the whole process back from first position. Take your 1 and shift. Now we're in fourth position. 1 is on A, 2 is on B, 3 is on C sharp, 4 is on D. Now just a note, the higher I get up the fingerboard, the closer the spacing of my fingers is. If I'm in first position, my spacing is wider than if I'm in fourth position, where my whole steps tend to get a little bit tighter. So if a whole step down here is this wide, in fourth position, it's this wide. So we're talking, again, millimeters of adjustment. It's not like it's inches different. It's just a tiny bit closer when I get up in position. So now that we've gone from half position, first position, second position, third position, to fourth position, if you have any questions or things that I didn't cover that you're still wondering about, post that in the comments and I'll try to help from afar. I also am going to add a few extras on Patreon, some sheet music that kind of visually details what we've been talking about. So if that's something that interests you, we would love to have you in that community. As always, thank you so much for joining me and happy practicing.